They came like a bolt out of the blue to discuss everything in geekdom. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the attack of the 50-foot nerds. Okay, hello. We're live, apparently. Welcome to the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast, very first live stream, regular episode, attack-wise. My name is Mike Bell, and joining me so far is that guy over there.
Terry Luscombe, BBC Entertainment. Pleasure to be here.
Hello, Terry Luscombe, BBC Entertainment. Do you also have any other names that people may know you?
Occasionally known as Paul Griggs, but there you go.
Okay, Paul Griggs is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
Yes, and I'm just sharing the video out so people know that we are here. Yes, this is the first time we've ever live streamed the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. We live streamed the 50-Foot Throwdown before now, and we've live streamed from conventions before now, but this is the first time we're doing it as an actual home show.
Yeah, we've never done. We've recorded like this before. This is not unusual.
Yeah,
but we've never had people.
I mean, yeah, before we started doing shows at Geek Street, this is how we used to do the show.
Yes. Yeah.
Would be literally me in my home office, surrounded by a lot of Lego and pop vinyls and my green screens over there. You should have seen the panic before.
Books on my shelf back there.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. Yeah. People they missed it because we were panicking literally before we went live, just so because I wanted a background and it didn't work, so that's why you can see my office behind me. So, but yeah,
don't you just love it?
I know. But yeah, we are live and we're available over on facebook.com/Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds, or oh god, I've pressed the button. What have I done? I've pressed something.
What have you done?
Sorry, I had myself shouting in my ear because I realised I had OBS open, but you guys can't hear that. So I just had the news jingle playing in my ear because I can't figure out how to get OBS to play the sounders today. So that'll be an interesting one. So yeah, but normally we do this at Geek Retreat. Now we're doing it here, but you know, you can get involved either here on Facebook or leaving a comment over on YouTube. YouTube, that's where we're on YouTube. So you can do that. Just leave a comment, and Paul and myself will read the comments. Amara will read them when she gets. She's literally just arrived right now. Yay! Ladies and gentlemen, it's Amara. She was. What? Where's she gone? There you are. No, she keeps disappearing.
No,
there we go.
Hello, there you are.
Hi. I think it's because we were both
clicking
the add button at the same time. So you were adding me in.
Let me do all the admin.
Removing myself.
It's okay. Let me do all the admin. We'll be fine. Okay. But yeah, this is our very first home show in a streaming form. So this is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bizarre.
I like it though. But if people do want to get involved, then obviously just leave comments. We'll get a notification when you do, and we'll either read them out during the show or at the end of the show when we get to Beyond. Then we can read them out then. So but it's been a while since we did one of these shows. I think our last one was
been a while.
Beginning of October.
It's been a while.
Yes, it has. The last one was at the beginning of October.
It was supposed to be a very busy November, and suddenly nothing happened.
Yes. It got very, very quiet indeed. Yeah. For those people who don't know, we did go to HalloCon in at the end of October, and we had a nice time. Don't get me wrong, we had a really, really nice time.
People can still see a bit of that on of what we streamed.
You can check it out. It's available on the YouTube channel and on Facebook. Yeah, the videos are there for you to go and check out. I will cobble into a compilation at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can go and check that out. That's not a problem. We had a lot of fun. Then we were supposed to be doing. You want to turn Paul on?
What?
Yes.
What did you say?
You heard me. I said, can we turn
technology?
It seems a bit quiet.
Yes, I can. I can turn him
up.
Paul, say something, please.
Something.
Okay, Paul.
Yeah.
There you go. I can hear him now. He sounds fine.
There we go.
And I'll turn Amara up just a little bit as well.
Okay.
Because why not? Okay, there we go. So yes, we've got comments in already. So Jay, hello Jay. Jay's a regular over at Geek Retreat, and this is the COVID Remembrance show apparently. Which sure, why not? This is. I mean, I'd say this is how we did the show during COVID, but we really do the show.
But we didn't do a show during COVID.
It was only
we
the back end of
few
21 we
people
came
who
back.
stopped doing. We were one of the few people who stopped doing a podcast during COVID.
Yeah, we this is the more like
We came back at the end of 21.
Yeah, I was going to say this is more like the pop era reunion.
It's more like the what?
The pop era reunion.
Panels on
pages. This is how we basically used to do it. I used to do it over Skype. We used to do it over Skype, but this is on StreamYard, This is but So we were supposed to be. We didn't do a Geek Retreat show on what would have been the 4th of November. We would have normally done one then, but we were supposed to be doing a throwdown at the Hot Water Comedy Club, Liverpool. The new venue isn't being built yet, so we had to cancel the show, which is a shame. We will reschedule at a later date, and we'll keep you informed of what's going to happen. It'll be in the new year now. We were supposed to be coming to do the SectorCon convention Brighton later this month as well, but unfortunately for circumstances out of our control, we're not going to be able to do that convention now, so I do apologize if anyone was going to be coming to that. It's a shame, but these things happen. So we decided we can't go without a show in November, and especially considering this is going to be our last attack of the year, because next month will be December, and December is our annual Nerdmas show. So no spoilers, but I've got some plans for the show. Come on.
I was going to say it's weird.
Amara, when you start talking and then you just let out a noise and then stop talking, keep talking.
Yeah, it's weird doing a show without Doug here.
I know. It's very strange, but Doug's here in spirit. Doug's got a new dog. Have you seen?
No.
Are you on a delay or something? What the hell's going on? Yes, you are on a delay. Okay, that's fine. Doug has a new dog. Yes, I believe it's called Hazel. I believe.
Oh, I was going to say, is it called Dig?
No. Dig, Doug. There's a reference for you 80s gamers. He's got a lovely little dog. I'm looking forward to seeing her for the first time when we go in a few weeks' time.
Oh God!
Just to let people know.
There's another side show for us.
Keep talking. Just start.
I was talking.
You keep starting to talk and then stopping, and then I pause to let you speak, and then you stop saying things.
No, I was saying things the entire time. It's your buffering.
Well, don't look at me. Everything's going fine from my end, from what I can tell. Yeah, why I oughta. But yeah, the dog is very cute, and we'll get to see the dog on the 2nd of December when we go to the Christmas. And the 2nd of December is also Doug's birthday. Just putting that out there. But yeah, so I say I do have my plans in my head for what we're going to do for December. Yeah, it's only 3 weeks away, is it?
Yeah.
Let me get.
Yeah.
My
Not
calendar
next week,
up.
the week after.
No.
Yeah.
2 weeks away. 2 weeks away to the Christmas show. So yeah, it's going to be. Jay says I keep talking over Amara. Well, she keeps cutting out from my end, so it's what can I do? So the Christmas show is going to be good. We are going to be doing the Christmas sketch live as like a radio show again, as we've done last year. So yes, it's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. I mean, radio sketch. I mean, real life events that actually happen to us. Just saying.
It's
but
like
yeah,
real.
I'm trying to think. Yes, these are real events that really happened. Honest. Who wants to go to Coney Island? So I'm trying to think of things that I've been up to since we last got together. I've changed jobs and work.
Ooh.
When I say what?
Are you saying Coney? with you saying Coney Island, I forgot that that's a place.
Yeah.
And I thought you meant like, you know, the Coney 2012 meme.
Oh,
Like back
God,
when-
no.
Yeah. I thought you meant that. I was like,
Jesus.
what?
Can I surmise back 11 years, everyone? So that racist thing that happened,
Mhm.
that was a bit weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
bringing that up.
Which
yeah.
one? Because there were so many.
Which, yeah. But yes, I did have a bit of a sideways step in work. Yeah, I'm training people now, which is good fun. I'm enjoying that. It's busier than I used to be. Let's put it that way. But I'm enjoying it. So yeah. So I don't really have much else in the way of things to report of what I've been up to. It's just been really, really busy. I'm sure you guys have got much more interesting things to talk about. So we'll go to Amara first. What have you been up to since the last show?
Okay, so a couple of things I've been doing. One of which you may have noticed I have an animated face currently.
You do.
Right, a picture. Yes. So basically, what I've done is, yes, thank you, is because I'm like, well, it's an effort to. I don't want to have to put on like makeup and everything like every single time I want to do a stream or anything like that. So I have officially become a VTuber. So
I don't know what that is.
It's basically, so what it is, it's like where they'll do Twitch streams and stuff, but instead of it being like actual just camera, they have like these avatars, like these animated avatars that track your movements, and so then you can appear like an anime character or
okay,
like for example, like a werewolf or a cat or whatever, like so you've got an animated character that will do shit for you. And I thought, well, that way I can get into streaming, and I can do it a lot faster because all I have to do is switch everything on, and then I can look like whatever the fuck I want as well, which is great, rather than having to faff about with makeup and everything.
Well, it's fucking AI taking over the world.
Well, it's not AI,
right? So I see. So basically, nothing's changed from you for the home days. You're still just audio only, essentially.
Currently, yes, but once I figure it out. Also, the other thing I found out was because I was looking at the computer because I tried a test stream and it was like running super fucking slow. I was talking to my mate Mark, right? And I was going, okay, well, I need to update my computer. Maybe I need extra RAM. I need to get a new graphics card. And he's like, okay, let me look at what you've got in the computer in the first place. I'm like, okay, well, here's the things. And he's like, I see your problem. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, so your processor is currently 4th generation, where the newest one is 14th. I'm like, oh.
You're running a Pentium.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, you're and then I looked up, he's like, I don't know when the 4th gen came out, so I looked it up and I was like, oh, my motherboard and processor are almost as old as my child, so no wonder it's not fast. So
fair enough.
What I'm doing is when I get paid, I found that I can get a pretty cheap like gaming PC as a basis from Amazon. So I'm gonna, as much as I hate giving money to Bezos, I'm gonna. What the fuck? An Uncle Pete appeared. That didn't happen.
Uncle Pete appeared.
Out of nowhere.
Hello, sir.
That didn't happen during my week. That'd be weird if I was looking up the computer and then all of a sudden fucking Uncle Pete appears and he's like, buy a new one, and just disappears again. But yeah, that's the plan. When I get paid, I'm gonna.
I'm Jeff Bezos now.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Like, if he was Jeff Bezos, I'd try and convince him to just give me
I need to get a new one as well.
So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna get the new one to be able to do this
one was
music and shit, and I'll use my old one as just like a Plex server. So like when we're doing commentaries, I can just have the movie and be like, here, join my Plex server, and then we can both watch it that way or whatever, because it'll be easier.
We can watch a movie. Yeah.
I also, speaking of
me and
movies
Uncle
on my
Pete can
Plex
talk about sharing Plex servers with other people.
but
Yes.
yeah, but well, I was thinking more like the freeform shit that you can't get anymore, or like YouTube shit, But
yeah.
Speaking of like movies, I had to deal with the fact, like, when I was taking Connor home earlier, I introduced him to the film The 25th Reich. I don't know if you remember me telling you guys about this.
Oh,
it's the one with the giant robot Nazi spiders.
I do remember that movie. Yes, yeah, that's one with the spiders.
Yes, I told him about it, and he's like, "What?" God. And then I described the film to him, and he's like, "That makes no sense." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, it's great." And then, so now he wants to watch it with his friends. Pardon? Yeah.
Go for it.
That's pretty much all I've been up to.
I said, go for it. Why not? Because I know Paul has actually been up to some interesting things. I'm going to leave Paul for next. Uncle Pete, welcome to the show.
Hey guys,
it's weird doing a home show with you here because we haven't.
As if by magic, Uncle Pete.
I haven't had you on for a home show for a long time because we. Yeah, we obviously really do these at Geek Retreat, and you've been on a Geek Retreat show.
I was gonna say technically last time he was on was a half Geek Retreat, half home show, because that was the one that I couldn't make it to either. So I was at home, and Uncle Pete was at home, but you and Doug were at the shop just by
that's
yourself.
very true. Yes, yeah. Oh yeah, because he won the impromptu throwdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Which reminds me, I went there a couple of weeks ago to take all the sound gear back, and what's that?
You what?
Hello?
You cut out a second.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, I okay. I don't know what's going on here. I ran up to Geek Retreat a couple of weeks ago to take all the sound gear back after the convention, and I looked at the trophy in the cabinet, and it's still got Amara's name on it. Doug hasn't updated the name, so I told him off. I said Uncle Pete's not going to be happy with you. So yeah, so officially, Uncle Pete is still the current champion. Uncle Pete is still the current champion. So what have you been up to, bud?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of know what you've been up to, but what have you been up to?
Yeah, no, I just finished watching a football game with my wife. My son's staying with us now, which is cool because he's active duty. So, and he's stationed by a close by base, so he's staying with us till he finds a place, which is great. It's great to having our son home again.
How old are you?
Huh? I am 46.
I am older than you.
You said this before, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I didn't. I thought you were my
the way I
age,
look at
like 10 years.
I call them my kids, but they're my stepchildren because my wife is a scotch older than I am. But they're my stepkids. But for all intents and purposes, I just call them.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm 46.
It's still like, but being 46 is still like even. It's still an all right age to say like, "Hey, my kids are in the military." It's just I thought you were like you'd had kids when you were 16 or some shit. Like,
no one's come forward yet, so
no.
See, this is why he's Uncle Pete and Paul. It's Uncle Bulgaria.
But yeah, back here in the States, we're getting ready for Thanksgiving in a couple of days, so just making sure I got the shopping list and the turkeys ready because I'm the cook in the house, so that's like my day. That's my day to shine.
So you call it Thanksgiving, we call it Doctor Who's 60th anniversary.
Okay.
It's the same day.
That's then as well.
Thanksgiving, it's one of those days in the year
it's almost just one of those
Charlie Brown, isn't it?
No, I got because do you guys have such thing as like the day after Thanksgiving? We call it Black Friday because all the super deals going on.
Yeah, we have Black Friday because all the companies are American. Yeah, we have Black Friday, but that's because like all of our shopping companies are American, so they just imported it. So
okay.
We don't have Thanksgiving. We just get Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Well, we call it Black Friday, but basically it begins at the last weekend of October and runs away all the way until like February.
Yeah, because like everywhere you look online, it even says early Black Friday deals. So it's like, like I don't even know if people go out anymore on Black Friday.
No. I mean, literally, me and the missus, we've been keeping our eye on Black Friday deals, and we're going to start all our Christmas shopping this week. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Although I did start today, I bought a dog and advent calendar this today. It was a couple of pounds, and it was just like little dog chew every day for December.
I mean, that was one good thing about COVID. Like to say like all the bad things about COVID. One good thing about COVID was it stopped Black Friday being let's everyone have a massive fight at the shops day.
Yes. And I like now more
they still did that.
Even more stores here in the States.
Not as much.
Because
it was just over toilet roll.
Stores used to open on Thanksgiving for the early deals. Like people are skipping their meal so they can go in line at Walmart or so and so. So now more places are actually closing and just opening up like a normal time on Friday. I hate it.
The turkey. I want to go and buy some blankets.
We've all seen the videos where. Yeah, we all see the videos where these stores were opening at midnight. You know, just turn Thursday into Friday morning, and people have been, didn't even have Thanksgiving with the families because they were just sat outside the store waiting for it to open.
Yeah, then you get in a stampede when they open it. Then you get in a stampede when they open the doors to save $50 on a TV that you don't even need.
Yeah, my favorite one was when they did it though. Which again, I think it was during COVID where they were still like when COVID restrictions had just gone or something. Where I think that was over here though, where they were like, "Oh, there's going to be massive Black Friday sales," and there was the news crew at the shop, and it opened, and just one guy walks in by himself, and that's the only person who's turned up. It opened, and just I can't remember when that was. Yeah, it was. I remember it doing the round.
Well,
Paul.
Well, Paul, I know you've been up to some stuff this month. What have you been up to?
Well, I mean, it's been this past week.
Tell us, Paul. Tell us.
That I mean, we've mentioned it in previous shows that I've been in rehearsals, but this past week, it was our last night on the production of Some Mothers Do Have Them that I was doing at the Little Theatre in Birkenhead with the Carlton Players. Yes, 8 weeks of stressful rehearsals and sets not being built and effects not working and things in the script not being. It's been an interesting experience to say the least, but we got there and we put on a show for 5
can imagine.
nights. And a lot of people really, really enjoyed it. We had a good audience in every night. They were getting the gags, whether it's the dialogue gags or the physical gags or the reactions and what have you. And I pretty much got there with my lines as well. That's the thing that stresses me out, learning lines, and I did pretty much get there. But yeah, really enjoyed it, and so that's been quite a busy year for me, acting wise, and gosh knows what I'll be doing again next year. Fingers crossed, more of the same.
Cool.
Yeah, indeed. I just want to point out this comment from Jay there saying, "I am a real person. I'm not a cat." Comes to mind. Which, if anyone has seen the last Amityville movie, which I know everyone on this, but some of us have seen part of it and 2 of us have seen the whole thing. But yeah, that is that does make a semi-appearance in that movie. And speaking of which, that goes on sale tomorrow.
Yeah,
the DVD and Blu-ray goes on sale. Blu-ray. I think it's called SRS Media, I believe it is. I don't have the link to hand or anything like that, but tomorrow goes on sale, so you can check it out.
And you will be able to find the buy link on our Facebook page.
I remember when
yes,
Mike and
I'll sort that all out. Yeah. So
I remember
yes,
when Mike and I first watched it together, and when the credits came on, Mike and I like started glowing because we saw our photos, with our name on it, not just like the rolling credits. It was like a photo of us and our name. Mike and I were like, "Oh my god, that's like the coolest thing in the world."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
are we on the same credit thing? Because it's 2 pictures each, isn't it? Are we on the same one? I can't remember. Or are we on next ones to each other?
You're the next one over.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mike, which was
it's good.
Yeah,
I remember. Did I tell you guys the last time I was on how I was going to watch for October the Houses October Built found footage film every day in the month of October?
Oh, of course. Yeah. You did that.
Yeah, Mike mentioned this on the live show.
Yeah, and I did that, and I was posting some of the videos on X, and the producer of the film, Zach Andrews, started liking my post and started retweeting it, sent me a signed poster, and he wants to do a sit-down interview to record that I can show for next year when I cover part 2. I was just like, so yeah, everybody involved in the movie. They're going to send me a bunch of free stuff because how much they supported the movie.
That's awesome.
That's always good.
That's so cool.
That's
it's cool.
Awesome. I've not seen the film. I need to check it out.
So I was going to say, cool.
That's going to be the one that I'm looking.
Yeah, when you were talking about it when we were at the convention, you mentioned Pete doing it, and you said, "Well, he's been giving it good reviews. Otherwise, he would have stopped watching it." So,
and actually, I think the reason that I didn't, lose my mind because I was doing a little YouTube short every day, and I kept looking for something different to talk about every morning when I would watch it. So it kind of kept it fresh. Okay, let me look for this. Let me look for that. So it kind of kept it fresh. I really didn't, lose my mind at all.
You are very good at that. I literally this weekend recorded a thing for a friend's podcast, which he asked me to do 3 years ago, talking about a thing I had watched, and it was so for you to be able to do that every day, whereas it's taken November 2020, I got asked to do this thing. I literally sent the files this morning.
I'm not going to mention the fact that I recorded an episode of Nails in the Coffin like a year and a half ago that I still haven't edited and sent to Uncle Pete. But
Mike,
I actually found me written
Mike helped me get the idea for Let's Nail This. On my Nails in the Coffin, I talk about the stupid decisions victims make, and I was talking to Mike one time. It's like, wouldn't it be cool if the audience got to fix one of these kills? I was like, oh yeah. So Mike and I, hey, we'll just call it Let's Nail This. Mike was supposed to be the first one.
Yeah. I still know what I need to do, and I've got a great idea of what to do for it. It's just sitting down and getting it done. I'll get that sorted out. I will get that sorted. So I think that pretty much brings us up to date. So should we start talking about, movies and things?
Yeah. I'm excited to see Godzilla
don't get excited at once.
My son and I are going to go see Godzilla.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I'm excited for that because when we were living in Japan,
that's going to be cool.
I know we were living in Japan, but we were living in Japan. My wife was on deployment, so it's just my son and I, on base, and the TV on base was a Armed Forces Network. It wasn't great, so that's when Netflix DVD was a thing. So I was just Netflix DVD all the Godzilla films, and we would just watch.
Is that when it was love film for us?
So yeah, I'm really looking for that. That Godzilla -1 looks really good.
No. Love film was separate.
You know what? I don't know if you caught this from stuff I've mentioned before, Pete, but my youngest, Joshua, and I, we watch Super Sentai.
Nice.
It's a few years back now, but he got into Power Rangers and he did a deep dive on YouTube and found Super Sentai and started doing, his own versions of the henshin dances and stuff like that. So it's like I just found them subbed for us to watch, and we haven't actually watched one for a few years, but we're watching one at the moment. We're watching Don Brothers at the moment, and that's a fucking weird one. But yeah, do like a bit of Super Sentai. Gotta be said.
Well,
those are fun.
I can't play the Sanders. Oh, go on.
You could.
I said when I was dating the
My
MJ,
Sentai group is the Ginyu
her
group.
son was like 12 when we first started, 12, 13. So the whole bonding thing, he was really big into Dragon Ball and Pokemon. So
Yeah,
trying to bond with my girlfriend's son at the time. So I would watch Dragon Ball.
Speaking of the Ginyu Force.
So that's how I learned everything I know. Asking him questions, him teaching me. There you go.
I got given that Pikachu card by Danny. Yeah. So I'm going to move on to the actual main part of the show now. So let's talk about some news. You want news? We got news. It's time for the 50-foot news. Yeah. So basically the ongoing saga of the bloody Fantastic Four.
How did I know you were going to start with Fantastic Four, Mike?
This is going great. Yeah, Fantastic Four. Well, it looks like we finally, because the strike is over, the actors' strike is over, we're actually finally going to lay out Fantastic Four. And I was hoping we'd know by the time we got to do this show, but they're still dragging the bastard thing out. But it's looking like, even though we've already discussed who could play Reed Richards, is it going to be Adam Driver? Is it going to be Matt Smith? Is it going to be Jake Gyllenhaal? Apparently, it's going to be Pedro Pascal.
You see,
when you look at him, of course, you scream smartest man in the world.
Yep. That's the thing, though. That's going to be the trick for this new Fantastic Four film.
No, the things are different.
Actually, yeah. No, I'm meaning like they're going to pull a trick on us, right? And the film's going to be about 4 different Mr. Fantastics, like, so they're all playing Reed Richards.
I see what you're saying. We're going to get all those people playing Reed Richards.
Well, apparently right now
there's 4 of them now.
Well, that'll be Secret Wars. That'll be Secret Wars. We'll get that. But yeah, right now, so the cast seems to be Pedro Pascal is apparently a lock for Reed Richards.
Okay.
We've got I'm gonna have to get the bloody list up now. I've lost my list.
What's the name from Mission Impossible?
Hold on. I've lost this.
Oh,
yeah, I'm trying to find the name now. I've lost it. Me thing's not working. Hold on. Oh God, I'm dropping things as well.
Mike's desk implodes.
Right, hold on. I was supposed to have this sorted at a time. Anyway. Right. Okay. So right now that it's supposed to be Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. No. Vanessa Kirby is supposed to be Sue Storm, and apparently she's the lead of the movie, which is one of the reasons why a lot of these actors are taking the time actually confirming that they're going to want to play Reed Richards, because you would assume Reed would be the lead of the movie. No, apparently it's Sue's movie. We've also got Ebon Moss-Barack as playing the Thing, apparently.
Who's playing the
What?
Thing? Who's playing?
Well, I was saying, but he decided to chat on.
Bacharach, even.
Someone called Ebon Moss-Barack. Whoever he is anyway. Apparently he's on The Bear. I don't watch it. It's on Disney Plus. And Joe Quinn is going to be the Human Torch. Right now, the big rumor is Galactus. We originally thought that was going to be Antonio Banderas. Right now, the new rumor is apparently Javier Bardem to play Galactus.
That's a bit better. I can imagine him as Galactus a lot more than Antonio Banderas.
Wait, is that the guy from No Country for Old Men?
Yeah,
I can, but that's it.
And
which is why I can see it. But also, he was King Triton in the Little Mermaid movie, and he's basically just asleep in that movie. So, and obviously, that was a big CGI heavy role.
Well, because I'm looking at No Country for Old Men, who's a very stoic, not a lot of movement like character. That's Galactus isn't got to move around and do stuff. So if you're looking for a stoic type person, I can see Javier Bardem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I can say as all he's got to do is just stand there and just go, "I am Galactus, Eater of Worlds." Or what it's literally that's all he's got to do is basically just be a presence. He doesn't really need to say much. Obviously, he was great when he was in Skyfall. He was the main villain in Skyfall, wasn't he?
It'll be really cool.
And he's fantastic
if he was
there.
clown.
And
The James Bond movie. Oh yeah.
oh, don't you bloody dare! Oh, Jesus Christ! Just to cast everyone's mind back to that, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Let's just remember that the dude from Brooklyn Nine-Nine is the army soldier, the general in that movie. You know, Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's like he's what was originally supposed to be Fury. No, the captain of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, that was apparently originally written to be Nick Fury, but Marvel went, "No, you're not having him." Which is now he's just rewritten to be our general.
I still haven't seen.
But yeah, sense of purposes, he's Andre Brower. That's his
name. I still haven't
seen what
before Michael Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Yeah, that's Michael B.
Yes,
Jordan.
not to be confused with the basketball guy.
I still haven't seen that one.
Not a Michael Jordan.
Well, I think I saw that was Doctor Doom.
Talking about
well, I guess it's also news. Kang is out, and they're going to replace Kang with Doctor Doom.
Well, yes and no.
You're going to replace
yes
Kang
and
with
no. Kang is still. I was going to what stories. I will move it forward. But Kang is still on the books. Okay. Oh, hello. You still there?
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
You still there?
Yeah.
We're all here. Yeah. No. Kang is still technically. Yeah. They haven't cancelled. Okay. They haven't cancelled Kang Dynasty or anything like that. Apparently, the director has left the project now. Daniel Destin Cretton, the guy who did Shang-Chi, he has now apparently left the project. The writers have left the project, and they are going back to scratch on that. It could be the movie is retitled and it just becomes Secret Wars Part 1 and 2. But apparently, right now, there is the whole thing with Jonathan Majors, his legal issues and stuff. But apparently, Marvel are still forging ahead with the Kang storyline. Whether it then diverts into a Doctor Doom thing, I don't know. I think it might be too short notice. But also, honestly, I
think if you don't do it now,
all the groundwork they put in.
I mean, could they not just do the same thing they did with War Machine and Bruce Banner and just recast him?
I mean, you could, but the only other person you could recast them with would be the guy who plays the High Evolutionary on Guardians, and he's tied up over at DC playing Mr. Terrific.
Oh.
Or what I would do it now, and
the only way they could have done it is by saying that the High Evolutionary is a variant.
What I would do is I would have Doctor Doom come in now and just like kill Kang off. Like Kang starts it, and Doctor Doom shows up, and like he kind of does away with Kang, kind of like in the original Secret Wars, how Doctor Doom stole the Commander's powers. I would kind of do that, but do it early, like the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
Or at the end of Part 1, have Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
People are like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
In order to do that, you've got to bring Doctor Doom in early to establish him. And right now, he ain't apparently in the Fantastic Four movie.
You need to establish him.
So
everybody knows
there's not enough time to bring him in.
Everyone knows who Doctor Doom is.
Maybe not.
In Fortnite.
I don't know.
Look, they don't. Unfortunately, they don't.
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know what. I mean, Marvel are kind of written themselves into a corner right now. Yeah, they've written themselves into a corner right now, and I don't know where we go from here. But right now, that I want to get to. First things first is. Go on.
No, go ahead.
You guessed they what?
No, I
was just saying, literally after our last show.
Yes.
Go on.
No, go ahead. I'll stop. We're talking over each other because of the lag. Go.
I know. Sorry about this. I don't know what's going on. But apparently, literally just after our last show, Marvel announced that they were scrapping everything they filmed for Daredevil Born Again and going right back to the drawing board. They filmed at least 6 episodes, if not more, and it's been completely overhauled. One of the things is apparently didn't even put the costume on until at least episode 4.
Yep.
Which, considering he was in his costume for the majority of his episode of She. Yeah. Which I get, you've got to do courtroom drama. I get that, but you've also got to put him in the costume. It was like having Moon Knight without Moon Knight. It doesn't work.
See, that's why I think the She-Hulk show did a good balance of the courtroom and the action stuff. That was a good balance of courtroom and action.
I love She-Hulk. Really did.
I get with Daredevil, you've got to be a little more dramatic than She-Hulk was, let's say. But I understand that's going to involve a lot more courtroom stuff. I get it, but you've got to at least put him in the costume at least once in an episode. You've got to. It's even if he's only in it for 5 minutes, at least he's in it. Then all you got to do is at the end of the first episode, just have him some dude there who's lied in court or whatever. That nice and easy. But the one of the things that apparently they're doing is they're going right back to basics. They're scrapping 99% of the footage, if not all of the footage that they are, and they're going to go back to, instead of just having different directors doing every single episode, going to go back and do a single focus director like they did with Matt Shackman on WandaVision, for example. I think that's where Marvel kind of fell off on their TV side, is they just went, okay, here's some scripts, you go film that, you go film that, you go film that. You need a single cohesive vision.
Yeah, because then it
feels
like
they did with
too episodic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it feels too episodic. Like they have those like Tales from the Crypt or Masters of Horror. It doesn't feel connected. It just feels You definitely need the same director.
No, and they don't have to. They don't have to feel connected if it's an anthology series. But for something like Daredevil, where you're going to have one continuous story run the entire season, you've got to.
Yeah, because you can't go for
the next piece of Marvel.
So you can't go like for a comedic Matt in this episode. You can't go for a Matt where he's talking about religion and he's a little bit more comedic, and then the next one he's dark and brooding. I was like,
I mean, you can get away with stuff like that on shows like X-Files or Supernatural, where they've had your storyline driven episodes, but then also a lighter tone one, just to kind of get that. Yeah, you can do that, but if tone's completely inconsistent across the season, it don't work. The next piece of news I've got though is apparently the what's his name, the man who Walking Dead guy, Robert Kirkman, was doing something the other day. He was online doing like a live stream thing or something like that, and he apparently decided to spoil for everyone because he was never officially confirmed. Stephen Yen is playing the Sentry in the Thunderbolts movie, and he is going to be wearing a comic costume. Apparently, he was texting with Robert Kirkman saying, "Yeah, apparently I just played superheroes who wear yellow and blue now because obviously he's the voice of Invincible, as well."
Yeah.
So, so there we go. We've got.
I like him. I've got all of his. I got his first appearance and like all of his appearances. It's just he was obscure when I liked the Sentry. Now, because he's like one of the most underrated, powerful people in the Marvel universe. I always kind of liked him. I'm just kind of curious: are they going to bring in that dichotomy with the Void? Is he going to have multiple? Is he going to have multiple personalities, or that's
they are? Well. What I read today is that the Void is not going to be a character as such. For anyone who doesn't know, the Void is, imagine, you've got Superman is the good Superman, and then you've got Homelander, who's the very bad Superman. The Void, Sentry is basically Marvel Superman for all intents and purposes, and then the Void would be the visual Homelander. It's a split personality thing in the comics, whereas apparently in the movie, the Void is going to be a literal void. Something will happen, and the Thunderbolts will be in this dark space thing, which will be like do you remember in Spider-Man Far From Home, where the whole Mysterio sequence, where they're in like this, where Spider-Man's like in this alternate realm, but he's not really. They want to do the Void as not a person, but as an alternate realm where they battle kind of Sentry's shattered psyche whatever. I don't know. That's just what I've read.
Yeah,
I don't know, but that's
I think an important part of his character,
That sounds cool.
more so than the powers, is to have that psyche, that battle he has, that internal struggle.
And that's going to be good. Stephen Yen is a lot better actor than people give him credit for. He's really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what, especially kind of like, because Sentry's supposed to
in The Walking Dead. People fell in love with him.
He's great.
The way
the Sentry in the comics. In the comics, the Sentry's basically just Thor in a different costume. If you look at him, he's just a big muscly dude with long blonde hair. Yeah. And Stephen Yen is not a big muscly
imagine 90s Superman with the long hair but blonde.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of approach they take. The other bit of Marvel news I've got here is we've had it confirmed. Our first official member of the Deadpool Corps, Dogpool, will be appearing in Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
It is confirmed.
Nice.
Have you seen the photo of the dog?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Showed
Yeah. Oh God, he's an ugly bastard. Isn't he? It's perfect casting, really. He's
only
Deadpool is ugly as sin, even though he's Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. And the tweet that Ryan Reynolds put out is he put a picture of the dog up and he just said, will Dogpool save the day? Not a chance in Gremlin hell, but she is causing the Disney plushie merch department nightmares. Because how do you make a nice, cute and cuddly plushie of this god-awful dog that looks like it's been in a fire?
They'll still manage it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, the world's
so
dog, kind of cute, but just...
Oh, yeah, sure they will, yeah. Sure they will. Yeah, I mean, I love the Deadpool Corps. I like the fact that we're getting confirmation it's going to happen because even in the photo, Dogpool's wearing a little Deadpool costume, which is awesome. So we're going to have Deadpool, we're going to have Dogpool. Hopefully, we'll have Headpool. The rumor is that we're going to see Kidpool, and as we've discussed previously, I'd love to see Lady Deadpool played by Blake Lively because who else to give?
That was going to be my next.
Ryan Reynolds shit, but his wife.
It has to be Blake Lively. The story writes itself.
It's got to be.
I mean, the story writes itself.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah. It's like, he's always put up photos just taking a mic and that. I was like, just asking a photo.
I wonder if Ryan Reynolds would play.
You wonder if Ryan Reynolds what?
If Ryan Reynolds would play Headpool, just like motion cap, pretty much. Just like they did with Juggernaut. It was just a motion cap of him. So I can see Ryan Reynolds also playing Headpool.
Yeah, he's got a reputation as playing multiple characters in Deadpool already with the Juggernaut thing. So totally, it makes sense. But yeah, I love when he puts photos up of him, Blake, and the kids, and he says, the three most beautiful people in my life, and Blake. It's great when he does stuff like that. We're going to jump across now to DC, and Superman Legacy is on its way, as we all know. Apparently, it still will reach meet its release date in 2025. The strikes will have not derailed production, which, unlike a lot of movies, that's the case. Apparently, next year, 2024, the only Marvel movie we're going to get is Deadpool 3 because everything else has been pushed back due to the strikes. And it seems that, with COVID and with the strikes, the movie industry is really struggling at the moment. So if you can, do go and see movies at the cinema and help them out. But anyway, back to Superman Legacy. There's a rumor this week that the villain is actually finally going to be Brainiac. Luthor is expected to be in the movie, and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, Brainiac is apparently going to be the villain. Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Don't worry about that. I think we're safe to say that. But from Leaker Viewer Anon. Okay, I'm going to read this little Twitter chain he had put on. So here's some stuff heard about Superman Legacy. I trust the source, but the stuff is always fuzzy. Superman's early in his career and isn't widely known. His big public reveal happens in the Middle East, where terrorists have gotten a hold of some Kryptonian tech. Amanda Waller and Sam Lane send in the Authority, the comics group The Authority, to investigate, and they believe that Superman is responsible. Superman learned of the tech in the Fortress of Solitude and hopes that it will be the missing piece to discover where he comes from. The big bad is apparently Brainiac behind everything. So, yeah, basically that's it. Apparently Brainiac is giving Kryptonian tech to terrorist organizations on Earth. Would there be Middle Eastern terrorist organizations? Wouldn't surprise me if that changed, especially with how things are over there.
But I mean, Brainiac, that says to me, Bottle City of Kandor.
That's probably how we're going to get Supergirl out of the damn thing.
You have to show Kandor. I mean, you can't not.
Of course.
I mean,
of course. Exactly. So I'm going to stay with DC right now, and as we all know, the Joker has a multiple choice origin story, depending on which version of the Joker it is, because there's the whole 3 Jokers thing. Don't even get started on that. But a lot of people just kind of think of the stand-up comedian aspect of it from The Killing Joke. You could also then go to the Arthur Fleck version of it from Joker. You could go to the Dance with the Devil in the Pale Moonlight of Batman '89. There's lots of different versions of the Joker. You can do whatever you want. Jack Napier, yeah. But DC have next year promised to finally, once and for all, reveal his greatest secrets in a series called Joker Year One, a 3-part tale that will play out across Batman 142 to 144, starting from next February. I don't know how I feel about this, given the Joker a definitive origin story. I
just wrapped up reading Joker, the Man Who Laughs, and there were multiple Jokers in that story. Now, in the end, it ended with whomever winning saying, "Oh, I'm the real Joker." Then he finally shows back up in the Batman comic, and that issue's like at 138 now, and I've been reading that run since number 1. Surprisingly, not a lot of Joker issues. I mean, he's faced a lot of other people, but I'm actually excited to actually see Batman face the Joker one-on-one in his comic.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. In terms of revealing the origin stories of mysterious characters, when I heard that they were going to do Logan's origin story, Wolverine's origin story, I was very apprehensive at that. But when I read the book, I thought it was very, very well done. And, part of that have, bled over into other media, specifically the beginning sequence to the Wolverine Origins, X-Men Origins Wolverine, rather. That is basically, the origin book there. So it's, I thought that was well done. I didn't like the stuff that came out of it afterwards, with Origin 2 and, Wolverine Origins comic book and everything like that. And then the whole, the Khan and the son that hates him and all that goes too far. But, I don't really know if I agree with giving the Joker an origin story. I prefer Joker to just be this engine of chaos, basically, this engine of terror on Gotham.
It's the ambiguity of his backstory that works so well. Because I think ambiguity is really important if it's used right. Like right now, I'm writing my script for Best Christmas Horror, and I talk about Black Christmas, how the ambiguity of who Billy is really plays into how evil, because you don't know. And I think that's what makes the Joker work, because for 60 years, it's like, oh, yeah, we don't know why the Joker is the way that he is. That's what makes it work. I don't want to know if he got into a fight when he was a kid or if his parents beat him, or I don't want to know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's one of the things about the Dark Knight version. Think what you will about Heath Ledger's version of the Joker, but in that movie, it's the whole thing. You want to know how I got these scars? You could go for the thing about he cut himself to make his wife feel better, or you could do the thing where his dad cut him or anything. But the thing is, I don't care how he got that way. I just care that the fact that he is this way, and now we have to deal with the fallout of that. That's what I like about him. And
in the end,
origins or villains like Clayface, you kind of have to explain how Clayface got to be a hulking, massive, blob of clay, essentially. You've got to explain that. But with the Joker, I mean, he can either be a dude who's been doused in chemicals and bleached his skin, or he could just be some crazy fella who just puts face makeup on. Doesn't matter as long as he's out there being a psycho.
The above.
Yeah, exactly. He could be
You know,
any
so-
one of those, and it doesn't matter.
But in the end, good story, then it'll be fine. They've
Yeah.
obviously got something they want to do, and they've got a story they want to tell. So if it's a good story, which we won't know until we read it, then it's gravy.
True.
And I agree because Joker with the Arthur Fleck with Joaquin Phoenix,
Yeah.
excellent. That I didn't mind that backstory. That was executed very well. So if that's that universe's Joker, cool. Like I'm looking forward to I can't remember what it's called. With you're gonna have Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn.
Oh, I follow you.
Folie à Dieu.
Yes.
So I mean, I named my dog Harley, so I like Harley Quinn. So I'm looking
Yes.
forward to that.
See, saying about Joaquin Phoenix, have you seen? I've read an article this week. Apparently, the movie Hair that he's in, where he basically falls in love with Scarlett Johansson's Siri, essentially.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie? Anyone else seen that? Yeah. I enjoyed that movie. It's good. It's worth a watch. Apparently, that's kind of coming to life. Weirdly, a lot of single lonely people are getting into conversations with ChatGPT, and that's all they will do is speak to this AI simulator on ChatGPT to the point where they're kind of having artificial relationships with this AI. Very odd, very, very odd. But the world takes all sorts, I guess.
I mean, we've had movies like Cherry 2000 for a long time, so it's kind of the real world catching up with sci-fi yet again.
Yeah, it's actually probably.
What was that one where the
human falls in love with the robot, like Making Mr. Right with John I think it was John Malkovich, right? That where she falls in love with.
Trying to remember what was that movie where they made the film star? What was that one where they made the artificial film star? I forget it was. It was like the 90s. I want to say the Al Pacino's in it.
That rings a bell.
Does anyone remember this movie?
No.
Yeah, they make some artificial film star. Yeah. I can't remember it now. Yeah, so we'll have to wait that up. Anyway, while you're looking that up, I'm going to stay with Warner Brothers, so obviously who own DC. And, they've had this whole thing right now with the scrapping movies such as Batgirl and the sequel to Scoob. Apparently, they were scrapping another movie, which was going to be Coyote versus Acme, which is going to be the whole courtroom drama about the Wile E. Coyote suing the Acme company for all the inventions that explode in his face and everything like that. That was supposed to be getting scrapped. It's all complete and done and everything. Test screenings have taken place. Everyone said it's fantastic. And then Warner Bros. Went, now putting it in the vault. And there was such a public outcry that they cancelled those plans. And they are going to release the movie after all.
Oh, really?
And I think one of the funniest things I hear about this story, one of the funniest things about, what was it called?
Simone.
Oh, yes, I do remember that now.
Or
X1N0NE,
Simone.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I remember that. So they are releasing the movie, and apparently the guy who plays the director of Acme, the guy who owns Acme, is going to be played by John Cena. So you've got this big courtroom drama with the head of Acme is played by John Cena, is getting sued by Wile E. Coyote. Bonkers.
So it would have made sense if we didn't get to see the movie.
Apparently it's a mix of animation and live action similar to Space Jam and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Along with the Coyote and Roadrunner, the film was set to star Will Forte is going to be apparently Wile E. Coyote's lawyer. Weird. But we are getting another Looney Tunes movie coming out. What's that?
Would the Coyote talk? Because he really.
I would hope he just hold up signs. I would hope that's just the case, but I don't know.
He's got to hold up signs because I think he only talked in like maybe one episode with Bugs Bunny. So
I would hope. I would hope a lot of it is him wildly gesticulating, and then his lawyer going, "What my client wishes to say is," and then.
I can see flashbacks to all of like the Acme inventions like not working. Like here's Exhibit A, and they show you a video of it. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember watching.
That's
Looney
just what I
Tunes
want.
as a kid.
I love the.
Now,
Yeah.
if the jury,
Well, apparently
now,
they're
it's a
doing a
jury
full,
box,
a
you
full
would have,
animated
like,
Looney Tunes
you,
movie.
Elmer Fudd.
Well, that takes us into Space Jam territory, but I would prefer it to just be literally a real world where character just happens to be, no one cares that this is just anthropomorphic coyote trying to kill this roadrunner. That's what I want. But they are doing a full animated Looney Tunes movie called The Day the Earth Blew Up. That is going to be apparently out hopefully next year, probably the year after. And that is apparently going to be the Looney Tunes versus Marvin the Martian.
Yeah. As soon as you said the word blew up, I'm like, it's got to be Marvin. It's got to be Marvin.
Yeah.
I claim this planet in the name of Mars. Not good.
We've been talking about Space Jam lately. That makes me very angry. So we just recently had Space Jam 2, which the funniest joke in that was the "Hi guys, it's Michael Jordan." No, it's Michael B. Jordan. Different guy.
I was going to mention that earlier.
But yeah, so yeah, we almost had a sequel to Space Jam many years ago that wasn't going to be basketball based. We were going to have Scam, where they teamed up with Tony Hawk. Did you know about this? No, yeah.
No, but that sounds fun.
So on when he appeared on Hot Ones recently, the one with the chicken wings. Tony Hawk explained that in the early 2000s, Warner Brothers approached them with the idea to take the iconic Looney Tunes characters and bring them into the world of skateboarding. I have a quote here from Tony Hawk, so shall I do a voice? What voice shall I give Tony Hawk? Actually, it should be Marvin the Martian.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh, Jesus, thanks, man. It's a long quote as well. You give it an awkward one anyway.
It keeps it with it.
I say they presented the idea to me, boy, that it would be sweet. All right. It would be the idea to me that it would be Skate Jam, much along the lines of Space Jam with all those Looney Tunes characters. And I say then I was going to be the main real person. I was leaving for Australia coincidentally to work on a different independent film. And they said, they said, we want me LAX because we want to finalize all the details, boy. I can't keep that up, and it's incredibly insensitive. So, Marvin. So they met me at the restaurant. No, this just came with the frog.
That's Kermit. Yeah.
I know, yeah. I know, yeah. Kermit. Yeah, we'll just do Kermit. Can you imagine? Yeah, so I mean, we've seen Kermit the Frog riding a bike, so you can skate. And they met at a restaurant in the middle of LAX, and they said, "This is happening. Like, here's some script ideas, and here's the poster." And I remember thinking, "When is all this going to happen?" And they got kidnapped by Tyler. They said, "When you get back, we're gonna find out details." So anyway, so he went to Australia. Meanwhile, they released Looney Tunes Back in Action, and it bombed. So by the time he got back to the States from Australia, they weren't answering Tony Hawk's phone calls. So you can blame Looney Tunes Back in Action for the reason why we didn't get Skate Jam. Which, to be fair, if they'd have just gone for Skate Jam instead of Back in Action.
Looney Tunes Back in Action, which had what in it?
Brendan Fraser? Jenna Elfman? What?
The Daleks.
Oh God, yeah. They were, they had weird, horrible voices in it. Yeah,
they were Daleks in Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, they were. Okay, I've got a few other pieces of news, so I'm going to pop through these real quick. First things first, hot on the heels of the Super Mario movie. What's that? What did you say?
I said okay.
Oh, anyway, okay, right. So I'm saying I'm going to bomb through these last few pieces
because I know Paul's got a lot of
stuff to get to. So hot on the heels of Super Mario making all all the money at the box office. Nintendo have announced that they are going to do a Legend of Zelda movie, but it's not going to be a CGI movie like Mario. No. We're going to have a live action Legend of Zelda movie. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
Paul
why
stop
not?
teasing what's up coming ahead. Miyamoto-san, the creator of Mario and the Zelda franchise, says put a message out on Nintendo's official Twitter account saying, "This is Miyamoto. I've been working on the live-action film of Legend of Zelda for many years now with Avi Arad." Oh dear.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh.
There's a name I
dear.
didn't expect to get mentioned.
Yeah. The movie is going to be helmed by Wes Ball, who directed The Maze Runner and the upcoming Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So that gives me hope. And Derek Connolly, who wrote Jurassic World, or one of the writers on Jurassic World, will be writing the script. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. They've got a lot of incarnations of Zelda and Link to choose from there, so it could be anything, really.
Yeah.
Who knows? Next up, I've got that Masters of the Universe was supposed to be developed as a live-action movie for Netflix a little while back. That got cancelled. Amazon have picked it up. And it's going to be starring a dude by the name of Kyle Allen, who was in West Side Story, the Spielberg movie. We'll see what happens with that. Next up, we all remember when Barbie and Oppenheimer went head-to-head at the box office. And they called it Barbenheimer. Well, good news. Roger Corman's decided that Barbenheimer was such a good title, he's going to nick it and make a film called Barbenheimer. Not Roger Corman, do apologize. Charles Band from the Puppet Master movies. Full Moon Productions. They're going to make Barbenheimer, which is going to be basically, let's. They've already got the the tagline: D Cup, A Bomb. He acknowledges it's a shameless cash in, and he says it's 100%. Yeah. It's 100% true, but it's also an opportunity to have a fun combination with these two movies. You get the combination of Barbie's vibe and the darkness of Oppenheimer. So we'll see what happens. According to the trade, the description of the movie says, follows Dr. Bambi J. Barbenheimer, a brilliant scientist doll living in Dolltopia, a world of endless summers and beach parties, and her boyfriend, Twink Dollman. So far, so good. The Gateway's neon-colored $1 million mega hit. Turning Nolan's distinctly less pink dial up a notch, our Dr. Barbenheimer, incensed with the brutal treatment the dolls receive at the hands of human children, ventures into the real world where she experiences humanity at its worst and naturally decides to build a giant nuclear bomb to take it all out.
You hungry?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
When you mentioned Mario
that's the
Brothers,
first time I've read that description.
When you mentioned Mario Brothers, because Chris Pratt is doing the voice for Garfield now.
Garfield.
Oh.
Yeah. God.
Well, he did an Italian, so now he's doing a cat that likes Italian food.
Okay, two last pieces of news is
Mondays, am I right?
lasagna. Yeah. Exactly. Two last pieces of news. Oh, three last pieces of news, sorry. So first things first is hot off the heels of Pinocchio, Guillermo del Toro is continuing his relationship with Netflix, obviously the Cabinet of Curiosities as well, which wasn't as good as people think it was. He's making a Frankenstein movie. Apparently Christoph Waltz. Yeah, Christoph Waltz has joined the cast along with Oscar Isaac, Andrew Garfield, and Mia Goth is also going to be in the role, being in the movie. Mia Goth, of course, probably most well known now from the Pearl and X movies. She was in A Cure for Wellness. She's all over the shop these days. She's going to be in the new Blade movie as well. That's what I was about to get to. She's going to play the Bride of Frankenstein. Yes. So we will see what happens from there. Apparently, Oscar Isaac will be playing Dr. Frankenstein. Andrew Garfield will be playing the monster. And Mia Goth will be Victor Frankenstein's love interest, Elizabeth, who then gets reanimated as the bride.
Huh.
So, yeah, we will see how we go. Let's see. Next. Oh, no, sorry. I do beg your pardon. I got the rules the wrong way around. Oscar Isaac will play the creature, and Garfield will play Dr. Frankenstein. My apologies.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with Disney for the last two. Apparently, James Wan, as his production company, Monster, have teamed with Disney to create a live-action version of 90s animated series Gargoyles.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was a decent show. I never really got too into it, to be honest with you, but it had a great cast. I mean, Keith David was the main, played the main character on the show. I don't think they're going to get him for the movie somehow, at least in the makeup or the CGI or whatever they do. Ed Asner was in it. Jonathan Frakes was the main villain. It was all over the place. So they've tried a few times to get a live action version off the ground. It's never happened, but now apparently with James Wan behind the wheel, then yeah, who knows? Well, And the last one I've got is apparently Disney want to boot the Rocketeer. So we had the Rocketeer way back in the early 90s. It was Billy Campbell. Yeah, Campbell played the Rocketeer back then, and Disney did do a animated version a couple of years back now for Disney Plus. And again, Billy Campbell came back to play his character there in voice role, but this time it's going to be a complete, back to basics reboot. And let's see, I've just read it here. David, I don't know how you pronounce his name. David Oyelowo. Lowo, I forget his name. Anyway, he's apparently going to be our new Rocketeer. So we will see.
Awesome.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Good. So let's see if he plays Cliff Seaford or a different character. We'll have you. He's one of them characters. Yeah, he's one of the Rocketeer is one of them characters who's distinctly 1930s, even though he wasn't actually invented in the 1930s.
Yeah,
so we'll see how we go. I'd love to see a period piece.
It's basically King of the Rocket Men. Over here in the UK, Pete, we in the summer holidays, when our children's TV block on like the BBC and ITV went off the air for the summer, allegedly to force us kids to go and play outside, the BBC tended to put on, sort of mid-afternoon, the old Republic serials like Zorro and King of the Rocket Man and Flash Gordon and stuff like that. So that's what we know these old black and white serials from in the 80s. I still love King of the Rocket Man. It's like, how the hell did he manage to fly with just basically twiddling two knobs on this rocket pack of his? But iconic look, and Rocketeer is just a great thing as far as I'm concerned.
Every time I think about the Rocketeer, I can't remember. There was some tragedy. I think someone got killed in an accident. I don't know if it was the actor or whatnot. I can't remember. I always associate the movie The Rocketeer with some type of tragedy that happened on set, and I can never remember what the heck it was.
Don't know.
Yeah,
but don't know off the top of my head.
Cool. I can see them.
But that is basically that's all the news that I've got right now. So things over to Paul, who's on that side, and he's going to take us through Doctor Who news. Diddly dum, ooh-wee, Who news. Paul.
So, Whovember has arrived with a bang. We've gone from the Sublime with Tales of the TARDIS on iPlayer to the ridiculous.
Sorry, I'm trying to put you as the main.
I know you are. It's like, why am I the little boy? There we go. That's better. We've gone from the Sublime
to the ridiculous. I got it.
Yeah. The Ridiculous with Toby Hadoke's A to Z Guide to Surviving Doctor Who, which is now available on BBC Sounds. And just this Friday gone, Children in Need, the tradition of Doctor Who's relationship with the BBC's flagship charity telethon has continued, with David Tennant's 14th Doctor rupturing the timeline and canon as he literally crashed into the early genesis of the Daleks. Mike, I think you have something to say about this.
Yeah, I don't like it. We discussed this earlier. It's established in the scene that Davros says, this is my Mark III travel machine. Get used to that voice, you'll hear again. He calls it a Mark III travel machine. And the reason for that being that Davros is injured accident in the Thal-Khaled War, and then is obviously paralyzed and has to use basically a souped up wheel, the standard Davros, bottom half of a Dalek to get around. That is the Mark 1 travel machine. So how he can have a Mark 3 travel machine without even being in the Mark 1 travel machine?
Never specifically stated as such, so it's not.
And, well,
it's never specifically stated as such. Not in anything on telly.
From I, Davros, the series by Big Finish, we know who the first Dalek mutant is. The question I'm asking is, in that Dalek that we saw on Friday, is that Davros's mum inside that machine?
Hello, Mrs. Davros. Are you right in there? Ding, ding, ding.
I'm just asking.
But no,
I'm just asking.
No,
I want a cup of sugar.
This is one of those things that comes along and immediately it's got half of fandom in an uproar because they think it's shit, and half of fandom in an uproar because they don't think it's shit and they're defending what has occurred, and it's like. Yeah, some of the reaction has been somewhat over the top. It's like people complaining that Russell T Davies has managed to destroy all the goodwill that he's built up over the last year or so in 5 minutes flat. And just on this particular subject, all I want to just say is I was reading a comment that a guy I've done conventions with, and he basically said this on Facebook. He said, more and more as I read social media, I think if you can't make someone's day better, try not to make it worse. Which is a little bit tea towel, but they won't print print one that says try to be less of a cunt. Basically, my opinion is very much along those lines. It's like people get wound up about these things, and they're getting more enjoyment out of telling people why it's crap than acknowledging, oh, actually, okay, I don't enjoy this thing, but you actually might. Maybe think of it that way.
But Paul, that would mean they'd have to think of other people.
Well, yeah. It's not big and it's not clever just to put something down for the sake of putting it down. So, yeah.
Wait, you mean we can like different things? What? You mean we can like different things and we don't have to hate each other?
Exactly. Funny that, because you know what? That's the whole point of Doctor Who. This afternoon, Matthew Sweet had his documentary about the wilderness years of Doctor Who on BBC Radio 4. This coming week, it's the actual anniversary. So that's celebrated on the 23rd of November with a 75-minute colorized edit of the first Dalek story transmitted on BBC 4. It's going to feature new material written by Russell T Davies and new Daleks voiced by Nicholas Briggs. And if you don't catch it, either on BBC 4 or on iPlayer, it's also going to be released on shiny Blu-ray. Blu-ray! So
I can't imagine it'll be on iPlayer for very long. If they're going to
not just not just Blu-ray, but shiny
minimum
Blu-ray.
4 weeks. Minimum 4 weeks, but I imagine given
it's not going to be on there forever in perpetuity like everything else.
I don't know. I think potentially it could, because they are very much trying to build up this whole Universe brand on iPlayer.
Yeah. I've been watching from Eccleston onwards. I've been rewatching from Eccleston onwards, and I've got basically through in about 4 days. I'm halfway through Tennant's second season, so I'm going quite quickly at the moment. The thing is, whenever I've been watching it, Nanny's been there. She's getting into it. She's been watching the Rise of the Sandman with me today, and she was joining.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching something every day. So I started a 1st of November with Unearthly Child, and I've been sort of interspersing the Tales of the TARDISes in as well. They've been great fun. It's nice to see various actors coming back to the role and tugging at the heartstrings and what have you. So great fun there. But I've watched something for every Doctor up to this point, and Sarah Jane Adventures is in there as well. Some of the documentary stuff and what have you. I rewatched More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS, which is still a really, really great documentary about the classic era. I even watched Dimensions in Time. Had to be done. I'm watching all of the specials.
Oh, blimey.
Preparation for what's coming up. Starting on the 25th of November, we get the Star Beast, so the first of the 3 specials. Following week, 2nd of December, it's Wild Blue Yonder. And then the 3rd episode, The Giggle, is on the 9th of December. Even Channel 5 are getting in on the Doctor Who action with a 90-minute documentary entitled 60 Years of Secrets and Scandals. That's airing on the 25th of November. It exposes the stunts that went dangerously wrong, well, one of them, and the secrets of how the crew brought the on-screen monsters to life. There are also secrets about the scandalous treatment and behaviour of the show's main stars. There's the surprisingly sexy fan spin-offs produced when the show was off air, and how Doctor Who broke its own rules about sexual chemistry between the Doctor and the assistants as the series went on. Channel 5 going down the ronky-humpy route. That's a surprise. Didn't expect that to happen, but there we go.
Starring Shaman Tweed as the Doctor. That's taking us back to Channel 5 in the early 2000s. Oh god.
Oh yes. Yeah. What was it? Midnight.
Here's a question for you, Paul.
The Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah. Here's a question for you, Paul. Everything I've seen about the Star Beast is saying that William Margulies will be in it as the Meep. They're not actually confirming that it is Beep the Meep. Everyone else in fandom seems to assume it is Beep the Meep, but there's not been any confirmation of that. What do you think?
I would imagine that it's going to be Beep the Meep. There's no point in changing the mind.
Based upon the comic, The Star Beast, which features Beep the Meep and everything like that, one would assume, but they've never actually said it is Beep the Meep.
Well, bearing in mind, Beep, technically, the Meep, but Beep is a Meep because there are other Meeps. But,
yes, true. Yes,
but for the purposes of it, it is Beep. Beep T Meep, just like Kermit T Frog. Yeah.
Yes.
Even before, next bit of news. Even before Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson's first episode has aired, which will be on Christmas Day, and it's rumored to be titled The Church on Ruby Road, filming has started on their 2nd season. And they're being joined by Dairy Girls and Bridgerton star Nicola Coughlan.
Hello.
Yet again, brilliant casting. They get their big stars in. It's more of the same. Got to be said. And then just taking a bit of a sideways step, as I like to do with these things. So firstly, a new audio musical drama is going to be released in time for Christmas, and it's based on the 1988 story, The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. It's entitled Children of the Circus. Many of the original cast are returning, including Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred, and they're going to be joined by 80s pop icon Toya Wilcox. Christopher Garrard, who we've both met, has written some of the songs for it. It's I gather it's a kind of a retelling and a sequel to the original story, so that's going to be an interesting. But there are some very talented people involved with it, including Barnaby, who has done stuff like the Robin of Sherwood audios and things like that. So that's going to be interesting. And then this week, pre-orders were launched by the fanzine Warp. their celebration of 60 years of An Unearthly Child. I've got my complete set of warps. These are less. These are less fanzines and things that you can basically take and beat people to death with. That is quite a thick fanzine that just to give you a look at the sort of quality of what these guys put together.
I think that's gorgeous.
I apologize
with the old Nelvana. With the stuff. Well, yeah.
I mean, I apologize. I zoned out for a second, and then I zoned out for a second, and when I came back, Paul was just talking about something really thick, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
You got it. But I mean, because they did so the last issue, they did a cover CD, which is a version of the pilot script for the Nelvana cartoon that didn't take place with Arthur Bostrom as the Doctor, the Crabtree from Hello as the Doctor. Good moaning.
Interesting.
It is interesting. Previously, they did an adaptation of one of the TV21 Dalek strips, the Mechanical Planet, and that had David Graham, who Parker from Thunderbirds, but he's also been a Dalek on the original series. So the stuff that Cutaway do and Warp is just absolutely fantastic. And this time round, as I was saying, it's a celebration of 60 years of An Unearthly Child. As always, multiple covers to pick from. So you've got one illustrated by Robert Hack, who was the illustrator of last year's fully illustrated version of Doctor Who and the Daleks, and they've also done this year a fully illustrated hardback of Rose. Target cover artist Jeff Cummins has done a cover, and then Andrew Orton and Colin Brockhurst, who are kind of mainstays of Warp, are doing a cover as well. They've got a cover-mounted DVD this time, which is going to feature an animated retelling of the alternative first meeting between the Doctor, Susan, Ian, and Barbara from the novelization of Doctor Who in an exciting adventure with the Daleks by David Whittaker. So that's an animation called A Meeting on the Common. There's going to be interviews with Carol Ann Ford and Waris Hussein, lots of people like that. Warp's editor, Colin Brockhurst, turns detective. He's desperately seeking Reg. He's on the trail of the very first actor to appear in Doctor Who, the mysterious Reg Cranfield. He's the guy who plays the police constable right at the beginning. There's illustrated
which version? The original, the broadcast version, or the pilot?
I think he's he's the same character in both, but yeah, certainly on telly he's the first person.
It's a different actor playing the policeman.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose. I'm sure it's a different actor in the pilot. Yeah.
In-depth illustrated articles about many of the 1963 pioneers for the series, including Jacqueline Hill, Anthony Coburn, David Whittaker, Norman Kay, Rex Tucker, Fred Rawlings. As always, there's also comic strip action. So we've got The Night Before, the Doctor and Susan navigate the strange phenomenon of Beatlemania, and that's written by a fellow we know, Master Tim Quinn. Overdue, a curious history book on the shelves of Shoreditch Library spells danger for the Doctor and Susan. That one's written by Lance Parkin. And then there's History, Bangs and Stinks. It's 1963, and there's a new Doctor at Coal Hill School, just not the one we were expecting. And that's written by a fella I used to work with by the name of Paul Ebbs. So lots of get online. On the Warp website, it's well worth looking at, and they've got stocks of the old issues there as well. So if you're looking for something to get somebody who's a Doctor Who fan as a stocking stuffer and for Christmas, and you're looking for something that's maybe just a little bit different to the merchandise that has the official logo on, then you couldn't go wrong with getting a set of Wolves. They are really, really gorgeous bits of work. I cannot rate them highly enough. I really can't. So there you go. That's pretty much it for me at the moment. Next time we get together, obviously we're doing the Christmas show, so it'll probably be the new year before we actually get together and talk about the specials, and we'll have seen shooting.
Maybe we'll do something menu where we talk through them or something like that. Maybe we'll do something. Maybe. We'll work something out.
But but in the meantime, keep an eye out. There is just so much Doctor Who at the moment that you can't move without tripping over it, and quite frankly, that's always going to be a good thing.
Will we be hearing you on the airwaves talking about Doctor Who?
Oh, we might
at some point.
Yeah, funnily enough, that's Tuesday. So tonight is Sunday. For those of you who aren't live, this coming Tuesday, BBC Merseyside lunchtime. I and the junior Griggs unit, Joshua is going to be joining me as well for this one. They asked for a knowledgeable Doctor Who fan, but they also asked for a young Doctor Who fan. It's like, who do I know who might fit the bill? So
that's going to take two people there.
Day off college.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like day off college, and I was off work as well. So it's like, okay, let's get Joshua. So so obviously I'll be sharing the links on the socials, and it'll be available on iPlayer for 7 days afterwards and what have you. And I'm sure we'll arrange things for at least for our Patreon people and what have you. Gosh, it's you know what, it's nearly this next year. I'll have been doing these things on the radio for BBC Merseyside for 20 years. Only feeling a little... Do you know how many... Kath keeps telling me how long it is until my birthday. It's 6 weeks until I turn 50, Mike.
I know.
6 weeks. 6 fucking weeks.
Well, older.
Do I look nearly 50?
No.
Yes, he does. So, I know, because they cut to me.
Well, is that why the audio died? Right.
What did I just say about not being?
No, thanks for going through. Never. I will never not. Well, thank you for going through all the Doctor Who stuff there, Paul, because obviously there was a lot. So thanks for going through that. Okay, so that takes us on to the last little bit of the show where we usually talk about weird stuff around the world, and I've got a couple of articles that I'm just going to read through. This is Any Other Business. So first things first is one lucky family has been reunited. They've been reunited with their pig named Kevin Bacon after some help from none other than actual Kevin Bacon. The pig had been on the run for more than 2 weeks from his Pennsylvania home, causing distress to his owners. Chelsea Rumbar of Cumberland Township, Pennsylvania, bought the pig home to her farm on October 13th, but not long after the pig should have had the heart of an adventurer. The next day in the evening, the pig broke loose from his pen, but was later spotted on the property and returned to the house. Rumbar explained that it wasn't long until the pig took off on his 2-week adventure. She said, "We were so close to him. My 16-year-old son was petting him." And she set up a Facebook page called Bring Kevin Bacon Home after he ran away. He stayed close, but eventually took off into the woods. Hearing of this story and the plight of the family, actor Kevin Bacon helped spread the word of the missing pig by sharing the story on his Threads page. He captioned the post, Bring Kevin Bacon Home. Thankfully, after multiple failed humane traps and food trails, Jesus Christ, I thought that was going to get dark then, but it wasn't. The adventurous Kevin Bacon was taken down by a sticky bun contained pet-safe Benadryl, so they sedated him. After consuming the treat, Rumbar told local media the pig simply walked back into his pen without so much as a fuss. So, yeah.
So they were literally bringing home the bacon.
But Tish, there we go. Thank you. Okay.
I'm here all week.
Let's see. We'll go for this one now, which is let me just get the article open. That was from Uni Lad, I think it's called, by the way. Just wanted to say that one. This one is from WDBO. It looks to be a Orlando-based radio station. The body of a man from North Carolina was ignored for several days because it was mistaken for a Halloween decoration. Earlier this month, the police found the body of 34-year-old Robert Owens lying face down in the grass near a home at China Grove, North Carolina. It turned out that a lawn care worker, basically a lawnmower, had encountered the body a day earlier and mowed around it, assuming that it was just a Halloween prop. The cause of death is not yet known, pending yours, obviously, but police do not suspect foul play. So next time it's Halloween, just take another little look at those the props that you may see out and about. And the final one that I've got here is from The Guardian, and it's about a subject that we've discussed previously. Yes, it's the Somerset Gimp.
I think I've
that
seen
man
this
has
one.
been, yeah. A man has been banned for 5 years from wearing a mask and dressing in an all-black suit in public at night and crawling, wriggling, or writhing on the ground after police linked him to 25 incidents committed by the so-called Somerset Gimp. Joshua Hunt, 32, had been given a sexual risk order after police argued that there was a sexual motivation to the incident. Bristol magistrate called after hello. I lost you there for a moment. Are we back?
Yeah,
district judge imposed the order after. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, a district judge imposed the order after a hearing at Bristol Magistrates Court a week after Hunt, who insists that he, not the Gimp, was convicted of 2 offences under the Public Order Act of causing harassment, alarm, or distress. Lawrence Wilcox, representing Avon and Somerset Police, told Friday's hearing that Hunt had been linked to the 25 incidents. Peter Richardson, defending, said Hunt had taken a pragmatic and practical approach to the application. We are not contesting the application, but that is not the same as agreeing that everything that is set out. Among the things that he is banned from doing is wearing any type of mask covering, including improvised mask or face coverings that cover all or part of the face in any public place, including while in a vehicle in a public place, unless officially required for medical purposes or by law. So, like COVID,
right?
Obviously, if it comes back.
I was going to say, like, he's going to be fucked if COVID comes back. I was going to say he's fucked if COVID comes back, but he is
also banned from being in possession of any type of mask or face covering, including being in a vehicle, between the hours of 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. unless officially required for medical purposes or by law. He's from wearing or being in possession of black all-in-one garments of any combination of full-length black-coloured top and black-coloured bottom clothing, which has the appearance of an all-in-one garment in a public place, including vehicle, between the hours of 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. And he is also banned from crawling, wriggling, or writhing on the ground in a public place while wearing a full-body covering, clothing that appears like a full-body covering, and or mask / full face covering.
What's the point of leaving the house?
It's district judge. Exactly.
You have no fun.
So basically, yeah.
And the moral
no
of this
Gimps allowed in
story is
Somerset.
don't be a
Essex,
hunt.
you're fine. Indeed. Yeah, you can be a Gimp in Essex, just not in Somerset. So, you know where to go now, guys. I know where I'm going on my next holiday. Anyway, so that takes us to the end of the any other business section. So we don't really have any questions, unfortunately. No one's really left any questions. Not even Gay. He was around earlier, not left any questions. So we don't have a Beyond the 50 Foot Nerd section this week, or this month rather. So I think it's probably best up. We've got a few things to talk about after the show anyway, so we will keep the party going there. But I would just like to thank anyone who's joined in on the stream, or anyone who watches the stream afterwards, anyone who listens to the podcast, anyone who comes to the shows at Geek Retreat, or just reaches out and says hello in the street, or breaks into my house in the middle of the night dressed as a gimp. It's always good to do these shows, and I do miss them when we don't.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. I've been on a few of these now.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys are always welcome.
I was about to say,
We got great chemistry, making each other laugh. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, you know what, Pete? I need to.
It's always good to have you on, mate. Yeah.
Pete, you mentioned earlier about Christmas horror movies, and I always watch loads of Christmas movies in December, and I'm always looking for something new or something different. So yeah. I mean, I know Black Christmas, but I need to know what else there is.
I love the first two Silent Night, Deadly Nights.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I love Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh, of course, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 is that's infamous for Garbage Day. That's where that comes from. If you've seen that clip really online,
Krampus. There's a lot of Krampuses, but Michael Dougherty's Krampus is a really, really well done movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Absolutely. And what was that one that you watched recently? There was a Krampus movie.
The best Christmas movie of all time, Die Hard.
Well, duh.
I don't know. I love Die Hard. I used to say it is a Christmas movie, but I'm starting to fall away from that now. Anyway,
well, the thing is, that's a story
for another time.
That's going to be my holiday special for Nails in a Coffin, and I start off by saying, I look at it this way:
exclusive.
If you think it's a Christmas movie, is. If you don't think it's a Christmas movie, then it isn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take any enjoyment away.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I
mean, my whole theory with it. I'll tell you briefly now. The reason why I'm starting to fall away from the fact that it's not a Christmas movie is because I agree that it has to take place during a holiday, because obviously there's a reduced police presence, there's no one in the building, etc. They're having a party at work. I get that. But you could do that at other times of the year as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas. It could be a Thanksgiving thing. It could be an Easter thing. It could be any number of, July 4th. It could be any number of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas, which is, that's my approach on it now. Anyways, so thank you to Uncle Pete for coming on.
Yeah, I have an advent calendar where it's like this little cardboard thing, and you got a little plastic Hans, and you move him down one day as he's falling off.
I've seen them on sale on Facebook.
This I bought for Danielle at work a couple of years ago now, and she in work, her team got assigned different Christmas movies to decorate the areas, and she got Die Hard, and we got a Christmas tree, and I got this action figure of John Simmers, the Master, and the plan was to draw a little goatee beard on him, but I never got around to doing it, and we just hung them off the Christmas tree and work.
I got a little John McClane head.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so we did have a Hans Gruber going falling off the Christmas tree. So yeah, but
it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber.
Sorry, I forgot where I was going.
Anyway.
I got a T-shirt with that on.
Yeah, onto the Coca-Cola truck. Why not? So thanks, Uncle Pete, for coming onto the show, and I promise I will get that Nails in the Coffin done for you one day. I will get that Let's Nail This done for you one day. I know exactly what I'm going to do, and if anyone listens to the show, you will appreciate what I'm going to do when I do it for that Let's Nail This. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for Paul and Amara, obviously, for giving up your Sunday evenings to live stream. What's that?
Yeah, no worries.
I'm saying 3 years. It took me 3 years.
Yes, yeah. So I'm not doing too bad right now, but yeah. So thanks for giving up your evenings to come on. And next time we do this, we will be at Geek Retreat. Doug will be with us, and I have things up my sleeve. Who knows? You may even get to hear Uncle Pete his dulcet tones during that show as well. Who knows? But until then, don't forget that you can keep touch with the Attack of the 50 Foot Nerds in a few different ways. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Attack of the 50 Foot Nerds. Go follow us on, give us a subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/50 Foot Nerds. That's FIFTY, We've got our YouTube archive channel there as well, where you can hear all the podcasts from past and present, and also obviously in the future as well. If you like what we do and you want to throw a few pennies our way, then you can do so. Go over to patreon.com/50 Foot Nerds. That's again FIFTY. You can sign up there for as little as $1 a month. It's cheap as anything, and put stuff up there. Granted, I've been a little bit lax in doing my Quick Bites series. Well, I've been really busy, so I do apologize. I will get something up there soon. You get all the video versions of the shows. Obviously, this is a bit of an exception with it being a home show and a live streamed one. When we film shows at Geek Retreat, if you're not there in Geek Retreat in person and we do things, then the only way that you get to see it is by watching those videos on Patreon. So yeah, sign up there. There's tons of fun. We put bonus stuff up there and what have you. So yeah, take a look at that. I'm trying to think what else. We don't have any more convention appearances booked up for the rest of the year, but we are going to be at Liverpool Anime and Gaming Con at the beginning of February. We've already been announced for that. So we will see you there on the Saturday afternoon. It's the same day as our show at Geek Retreat in February as well. So it's going to be a very busy day for us.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That's going to be a busy day.
What else? Yeah, if you're going to be in the area, then do come to our Christmas show at Geek Retreat Warrington on the 2nd of February. It's a free show because it's Christmas. So you don't even have to pay to come and see us do our thing. We're going to have a lot of fun. I've got a lot of good ideas, a lot of things planned for that show. So definitely keep eyes peeled for that one. So until next time then, I've been Kevin Bacon the Pig. Anyone want to jump in with this? Or am I just being a pig called Kevin Bacon?
I'm not being
no one else. Okay. Are you sure?
I've not been a cat, honest.
And Uncle Pete's not saying anything. So,
of course, I am your friendly neighbor.
That is true. So until next time, take it easy, folks, and geek out. Goodbye. If you've enjoyed the nerdom in your ears, then why not follow us on Twitter at 50 Foot Nerds. You can follow Mike at Mike G. Bell, Amara at Voltsevexoth and at Amara Lunera, and Paul is on at Auton Scouser. Our website is 50footnerds.co.uk. That's FIFTYFOOTNERDS.co.uk. You can find all of our YouTube content at video.50footnerds.co.uk or search youtube.com/50footnerds. All of our episodes are archived over at bit.ly/50footnerdsarchive. That's 50FTNERDS archive. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Attack of the 50 Foot Nerds. Email us at 50footnerds@gmail.com or join our Patreon at patreon.com/50footnerds. If you'd like to buy our merchandise, you can visit us over at tinyurl.com/50footstore. That's 50FT store. All of these links and more are available at our Linktree page. That's linktr.ee/50footnerds. FIFTYFOOTNERDS.